Did you know that disobedience and insubordination, disregard of truth, unforgiveness, hate, prejudice, choosing to do things against others and think things and say things against others, all that are abominations to Yahuah? Did you know that? Did you know agreeing with evil? That's bad too. And why is that important? Because there's things that Yahuah hates. Let's go with 1 Samuel 15:22 to 23. This is Samuel speaking, and he says, has Yahuah a great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices as in obeying the voice of Yahuah? Behold, to obey is better than sacrifice, and to hearken than the fat of rams. For rebellion is as sin of witchcraft, and stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry. Because you have rejected the word of Yahuah, Yahuah has rejected you as being king. And then I'm going to go over to Hosea 6:6. Sorry, that's Proverbs 6. Hosea 6:6 says, for I desire and delight in dutiful, steadfast love and goodness and righteousness, not sacrifice, and the knowledge of and acquaintance with Yahuah more than burnt offering. Why is this important? First and foremost, when you come into the presence of Yahuah, he is straight light. And when you come in his presence, no matter where you've been and what you look like, the light shines on you. And all those dark spots that you have in your DNA and your bloodlines and your body and in your soul, those get exposed. And what needs to happen is, the more you come into the light, the more you put on his light and you shed off the darkness. That's why the blood and the water of Yahusha and the oil and the fire of the Ruakh Ha'Qodesh are so important. Yahusha teaching you and showing you how to do things, the Ruakh Ha'Qodesh guiding you and strengthening you and empowering you to do so. Those things help to get rid of those dark spots, and you're putting on the light of the Father because you are in him. And so the more time you spend with Yahuah Ha'Eluah, and the more time you spend being discipled by Yahusha and guided by the Ruakh Ha'Qodesh, the more time you do those things, the more you will walk in righteousness. So what am I saying, and why is this important? Because Yahuah does not like the disrespect and disregard of his commands and his principles. He does not. Yes, he is a loving and authoritative Father. He wants you to have the best life you can have. But if he continues to see you being a fool, what is a fool? If you read Proverbs, it will describe a fool as someone that rejects the authority of Yahuah. That is a fool. Ignorance is not being a fool. That's just meaning you're dumb. You need to learn. But a fool is someone who truly, consciously rejects the commandments and the word of Yahuah Ha'Eluah, who rejects his wanting to see you have the best life and giving you the instruction. I'm not listening to that crap. That's what a fool is. And what he wants us to do, those of us who are wanting to serve him and to live for him and to be in his presence, those of us who desire his will to be done in our lives and in the lives of our family members and those we see and interact with, those of us who want that, he wants us to spend that time and that effort and relationship with him. And when we do that, what he'll do is, like we said, you're dark. You have all this darkness. And what he wants you to do is submit yourself to his authority. And in that, when he says, it's time for you to let that go, those behaviors, those chemicals, or whatever it is, whether it's drugs or alcohol or eating too much, whatever he wants you to do, those people, those bad relationships, whatever he wants you to do. And he said, I want you to let that go. Sometimes, yeah, he take it all out your life. But sometimes he'll take it slow for you. And what we do in medicine, we call it taper off. You started at 10 pills, and then we go down to 9 for a little while, go down to 8. Then we can go to 6. Do that for a minute, then 5. Oh, now we can go to 3. 2, and then 1, and then a half maybe, and then you're gone. Some people need to do a quarter, and then a half, and then 25%, and then off. It's okay. But as long as you continue to let Yahuah take those layers off you, he will get the glory from your life. If you're walking in unforgiveness and bitterness and prejudice and hate, and you continue to let your thoughts and your words change toward, every time you see that person, and I don't like, no, Yahuah loves them, so I love them. Yahuah speaks highly of them, so I speak highly of them. They will live, and you pray for them, and things like that. You see that they're in trouble, you go to help them. That right there, you're showing love. And in your love, they will maybe accept the Father and the friend that you have in Yahuah, in Yahusha, the Ruakh Ha'Qodesh. They see the beauty that you exude, and they want to exude the more. And it might take time. Well, I've been ministering to this person for years. Okay. If Yahuah asks you to keep doing it, will you? They keep rejecting what I have to say. If Yahuah asks you to speak, or if Yahuah asks you to give that person a hug, or whatever he might ask you to do, and still dealing with that person, will you? Because that is obedience. Everybody's situation is different. Everybody's call is different. Everybody's purpose is different. But together, when we're doing and completing our call, whether it seems low or whether it seems high or medium or to the left or to the right, wherever, together, we glorify Yahuah in making this world a better place. Again, Yahuah loves each and every one of us. And me being a parent, I can understand now what he means. You see your children doing those bad behaviors or those things, and some of them they got from you. And so you got to work on yourself as well as them, or you got to say, hey, look, you're going the wrong way. And of course, when they're younger, it's better to get it out when they're younger than when they get older. Because if they started lying at 2, and then 4, and then 7, and then 10 and 15, it looks worse when they're going up. And even if you think they can't read at 4, then they can't read at 7, and then 12. Whoa. They should be able to do that by then. So these are the things, and if there's a problem, then you work it out. But that's what the loving Father would do. He says that has to go. It's hindering you. It's not helping you. I want it to stop because it's going to hurt you in the long run. So let's get you in the habit of doing the right things. So if you're having trouble at 4, then teach them to sound it out. Teach them how to identify the letters. Teach them how to do all those things. And then they'll be better at 5 and then 7. Have them read every day. Have them, all these things until they are adequate at what they were supposed to do. That's what we have to do in love. So please, those of us who need it, those who have wanted, we want to please Yahuah. So till next time, know that Yahuah loves you, accept his love. I love you, and other people love you, accept our love. Love yourself. Earn your own throne, and of course, get with Yahuah on this one. Shalom.